Hey, welcome back to the BreadBox, the channel dedicated to Commodore computers, and welcome to my 7 Commodore videos in 7 days challenge. This is video number 2 of 7, and today we're going to look at how to make a reset button for your BreadBox or BreadBin Commodore 64. And after watching this video, don't forget to check out the first video in the series on how to get Star Wars the demo to work on the 64, and also other difficult to load demos and games. And thank you to my 600 subscribers. You guys totally rock. I really appreciate your support. And if you want further help with this channel, please check my Patreon link in the description below. I really appreciate it. In the 1980s, Commodore dealers in New Zealand were selling reset buttons for the BreadBox Commodore 64 for around about $60. In an issue of Bits and Bytes magazine here in New Zealand, there was an article saying that Peter Friend, a 20-something-year-old, was making and selling reset buttons for $5.95. So I thought, I'm going to give this a go as well. This will be interesting because it's going to be my first try at doing this. I'm no expert in soldering, but I'm willing to try, and here's the results. So the recipe for this is pretty simple. I need a DIN plug, I need a resistor, and I need a reset button, and also some heat shrink, and a piece of wire, and also my soldering gear. So that's everything. Let's get started. Well, first of all, I need to attach the resistor to the DIN plug, and I put this on the middle pin of the DIN plug. I'm just going to cut that resistor legs a little bit shorter, and I've already put some solder on the pins I need to use on the DIN plug, and I'm just going to put a little bit of solder onto the resistor legs as well, just so I can attach them together easily. I don't know if this is the proper way to do it, but this is the way I do it, and it seems to work for me. Now that I've done that, I'm going to join the two together. I'm going to put the resistor leg into the middle pin of the DIN plug. Just going to mount that solder, and it should just slide in there pretty easily. Yep, that's taken hold. Excellent. Next, I'm going to slide some heat shrink onto over the resistor, and I'm just going to mount that or shrink it over that resistor. I don't know if that's really needed, but hey, it looks better anyway. Okay, that's done. So now I need to connect that resistor to the reset button. So I just need to take off the nut and also the star washer off the reset button. And there's only just 2 legs on this reset button, so I don't think it matters which leg I connect the resistor to. And oh, that's really hard to get off. It's really, really tight. Okay, got that off. I also put the list of the pieces I used at the end of the video and the prices that I paid as well. So now I want to house everything in this one little sleeve. So I just need to cut that sleeve to the right height. I just got to estimate how high I want to have this. To do this, I'm just going to use a pair of scissors. Yeah, that should be about right. Alright, that looks... okay, I'll just cut a bit more off. Not that I really know, I'm really estimating how this should look, but I'm thinking a little bit more off should be okay. Alright, that's pretty good. Now, that should fit into that sleeve pretty good. Which it does. Now I'm going to attach the reset button to the resistor using my third hand here. Okay, and I might just use my fourth hand here just to hold that steady. And it's just a matter of soldering the two together. And like I mentioned, I don't think it matters which pin I soldered this to. I must admit, I'll soon find out. Okay, that's all done. Next, I just need a little piece of wire just attached to the ground pin of the DIN plug to the reset button. And I'll put on the screen here the pins that I'm actually soldering to, just so you know which ones are which. And I'm just going to put a little bit of solder onto the legs of the reset button, and I've put a little bit onto the wire, and now I'm just going to try and solder them together. I'm just going to hold this with my hand. It shouldn't get too hot. It's starting to get hot. Hurry up, Justin. Feel that's going to hold. That was just getting a little bit too hot to hold. Now the next step is to solder it onto the DIN plug. Now that's on the other side of the DIN plug, so I'm just going to move this around a little bit. Alright, this time I'm going to use a pair of pliers to hold the wire, once bitten twice shy, and I'm just going to connect that to the ground pin of the DIN plug. And I have actually put some solder already onto that pin and onto the end of the wire as well, so they should slot together pretty easily. Voila, all done. So that's pretty much the finished product. It's pretty simple, isn't it? No wonder Peter Friend could actually make these about $5.90. Well, sell them for $5.95. So now I just need to slot this all together. But I realize now this is not going to fit into my little sleeve. So I'm just going to have to adjust those wires a bit. I'm just going to crimp them a little bit, just to bend them over, just so it can fit in there a bit more snugly. A little bit of brute force won't hurt. Okay, I'm just going to fold those over so that's about the same height as that sleeve. There's not much point having half it hanging out. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yep, let's give it a go. Oh, that's right, I've got to put these on. These are the ends of the DIN plug, the part that actually plugs into the Commodore 64, so better not forget those. They should slot. Yep, I see these little grooves here that makes them slot into place. Alright, I'm just going to slide that on now. That should hopefully fit pretty good. It's a bit of a tight squeeze. Alright, now I'll just put that star washer and also that nut back on. Actually, I'm just thinking I should really put that star washer in first. That might actually hold everything in place. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just take it apart very quickly. I said very quickly. This is very, very tight. It's not sliding off that easily, but here we go. So I'll put that star washer on first, and that might stop everything from pushing through as well. Well, that's my plan anyway. Well, I'm almost finished, and I'll be quite interested to see if this will actually work. This is not quite working though. I think that star washer's made it not fit quite right. I need to cut a bit more off that sleeve just to make sure everything fit properly. So I'll just take a little bit more extra off. No technical equipment here, just a pair of scissors. So I'm going to try to make that opening a little bit more wider so that the star washer won't come through, but everything can fit up and snugly into that sleeve. Alright, that looks pretty good. I think this might actually work this time. So let's get it all back together again. Yep, almost forgot that star washer again. The whole reason I actually did all that extra cutting in the first place. Look at that, it all fits, snug as a bug. Actually, I think that saying goes, snug as a bug in a rug. Oh, I don't know. I don't know my sayings that well. Anyway, we'll get that nut back onto. That nut is really hard to get onto that reset button. Okay, did a bit of brute force again, and it's all good. Here's the finished product. Let's give it a go. Okay, this plugs into the serial port. And of course, most people today have fast load cartridges that have reset buttons on them already. But this is just a good experiment anyway, all the same. So I'm going to try and load up a game. This game, of course, is Leadstorm, and it has some pretty good music in it. Okay, I finished playing. I want to reset. Done. Oh, hey, look at that. It worked. Now, what if you've got a disk drive or something else plugged into your serial port? Well, all you need to do is plug in your reset button into your disk drive and use it there. I'll show you how this works. So now we're playing Toy Bazaar, and we've had enough of playing Toy Bazaar. Push the reset button on the disk drive, and voila. So here's the parts that are needed to do this little project. Everything cost me less than $3. I probably could have got a lot cheaper if I bought it on eBay, but I brought everything locally. Well, that was a fun project for me to try. I really enjoyed doing that. Hopefully it was okay to watch, and I'll see you tomorrow for my next video.